So you'll remember this beautiful plant of mine in which I had put some basil. Look at how beautifully this is growing. And while going through my videos, I realized that I never showed you all how I got it to root. So today I'm going to make a video on that. So I have a fresh packet of basil from Blinkit and let's get started. So I'm going to show you all the different kinds of stems that you may receive in your bunch. One is this. This is a single stem. It has no branches going off the sides and you have the apex tip over here, and this is good to make one plant out of. And then you have something like this, which is very interesting. You have the main branch and then you've got a couple of branches going off the side. So we're going to use each of these branches and the main stem to create plants. So 1, 2, and 3 plants out of this single one that we have. And then you may receive something like this, where you don't have the apex stem at all. You don't have the main stem at all. You've got a couple of branches going outside. So with this, if I had stems here, which were nice and firm and not drooping like the way this one is drooping, I would cut those and use those to make plants. But since these seem to be a little weak, not as firm, I'm going to use this whole stem to make one plant. So you can use a pair of scissors or you can use your hands to do this. What we're going to do is we're going to take off all of the lower leaves, and on the apex part of the stem, what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to take off the lower leaves from here. Now I have these two leaves here, and then I have these two leaves here, and then I have these two leaves here, and that's about all that I'm going to leave on it. And this is where I took off the lower leaves from. So I'm going to give it a cut a little lower than this. Okay. And that's it. This is what is going to go into the water. So for this, you're going to do the same thing. Essentially, you're going to take off these two lower leaves. And I prefer to use a scissors for this. So I'm going to cut this here. And this is going to go into the water as is. Okay. And then we're going to go back to this stem. And I may choose to take off the biggest leaves from here. And I can choose to put this whole thing in the water, or I can give it a cut a little upper. And this thing will go in the water. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take a bottle, fill it with normal tap water. And what I prefer to do is have a narrow opening for this bottle. So the reason why I want a narrow opening is, if you have something which is wide and you have less stems, when you put this is going to sort of start drooping over. Okay, now as I keep filling this is going to become compact, and then your stems are also going to stay a little upright. So that when the water level starts going down, you don't have to worry about the stems not being dipped in water. Okay, and I think I've said this before, but I really think gardening is a game of numbers. So the more you have, the better it grows. And one of the reasons for that to happen, according to me, is the plants sort of bunch up together and protect each other from getting overexposed to the elements. And like I've always said, I think there is a psychological aspect to it where they encourage each other to grow. So, and it's worked for me. So I'm going to believe that that psychology is right. All right. So I have now put all the stems into the water. And what we're going to do is, we're just going to keep this on one of my shelves, which gets a fair bit of sunlight every day. And meanwhile, I'm going to show you all a bottle that I had done a few days ago. So just look at the roots on that. Beautiful, aren't they? So this happened a few days ago, the rooting, and now the roots have grown this long. I didn't get as many stems out of this bunch though, because I let my basil sit out on the counter for a couple of hours, and it's been really hot, and a lot of that wilted, a lot of the basil wilted. And even though I put it in water, after that it was not enough to save the poor baby. So I only got 4 stems out of the last batch. But these ones are good, they're healthy, the roots look good, the leaves look good, and hopefully this one is going to do a lot better, and we'll have much more success out of this. So I'm going to keep you all updated on how long this takes to root to. uh, so yeah, I hope you all enjoyed that and you'll have a lot of success with this method. It has been almost foolproof for me, except if you're going to let your basil sit out on the counter and wilt. So try it and let me know. Happy gardening.